Good day YouTube, hope it is well. So for the start of this is for educational, documentary and filmmaking purposes only, and YouTube, the vaporizer you're about to see, is to help you quit nicotine. That being said, welcome back guys. Hope everyone's really well and doing really good. I'm really excited about this one. It's the only one that I didn't have, which I now have because I bought it, out of the storz and bickels lineup. So I've had absolutely every single one. And I still have at least one of each. But this one, I was unsure when they brought the first one out because the major thing wrong with this one was the battery. But now it's gone to the plus rather than just the standard. You'd have seen in the title what this is. I'm not trying to be sneaky or anything. I'm not going to show you just yet because, I would have seen. But so yeah, the only reason it put me off was because of its small size, and the small battery. Now they have upgraded it, and it is now the plus version. And the battery is a lot longer. Let me just, I seem to be squatting down. I'm like 6'1", but look like a midget. Or a small person, sorry. So today, it's the Crafty Plus. Now this is the last one in the mid-range section. So we had the Ariza Solo, we had the Pax Plus, and then this is the top end. So we went for, well actually I sort of messed up a little bit because I should have left the videos to come out in order, but you know what it's like. You get excited and all that sort of jazz. So this was, the cheapest I've seen it is on Magic Vaporizer, which is £189. You get £9.50 off if you use Medical UK, all in caps letters. It was working up until, well, I bought this 2 or 3 weeks ago. So just check them out. It's not going to cost you anything to input it, and I don't get sponsored by them, by the way, so this is not a sponsored ad. I bought this for my own personal use, so you're going to get yeah, my honest opinion. I was super excited when this came, maybe a little bit way too much, to be honest, because I don't know, it's just another mobile device, and I've got starting to get a nice collection of them. So right, let's just get into it, shall we? Pretty standard sleeve, makes it look a bit funky. You know, when buying storz and bickels products, this is the second to third generation. So it comes in a white with the blue stripes on it. This one has a funky cover actually, the others don't. If it is mainly blue and it has got a lot more going on, it is the first generation of everything, or near enough the first generation. That being said, the only reason I mentioned that, sorry, was because I've seen first generation ones of the Crafty Plus and people wanting around £150 for them, which I think, to be honest, for a second-hand vaporizer that is not under warranty or anything like that, you might as well just go ahead and buy it. I know somebody's going to say, well, I couldn't afford the extra, but honestly, you just need to save that little bit longer and be a little bit more patient, because the warranty that you get with this, and I'm sure somebody down in the comments is going to turn around and say, well, mine was shit and I never sent it back and all that. But I've had absolutely no issues with returning anything. And in fact, actually, the only thing I have to return, or have had to return, was the venti. So that's saying everything really, isn't it? So yeah, again, pretty standard box. I just don't want to sound like a stuck record, because these are pretty much the same. Whoever you buy them off, they are pretty much the same thing. Like, you open the boxes the same, they've got pretty much the same thing in them, but you know, there we go, I'll still go for it. A little bit of a pamphlet, useless shit. An extra year's warranty when you register online. You have to actually physically register these and send out a email with your receipt on it. So you get presented. Just a quick one from me, I'm just editing it, so I'll stick this in between where I make that boo-boo. I forgot to talk about flavour. The flavour from this, from the product that you use, is intense. It is amazing, should I say, not intense, it's not intense. I'm not quite sure whether it is the shorter pathway or just the fact that it's clear. Now, I've yet again been trying to use the same product in every single vaporizer to keep it pretty even. So I know what the effect should be like, I know what the flavour should be like, and whether you cough or anything like that. So there is a little thing called bickel tickle, and I do believe that the reason that you get that is because what happens is you'll draw the vapor up through your chamber and in here. And when you stop and then give it a few seconds to a minute to however long you take your draws from, there is vapor in this chamber. And I think it's because this is getting heated up by that. So when you inhale it, it tends to have it'd be a bit hotter. So it tickles your back of your throat. There are ways to counteract that, and that is use a glass adapter, bubbler, anything like that if it really bothers you. Although this is meant to be a really portable device, so you wouldn't really want to have that as well as this, because it would just look a bit silly, and you're more likely to break it, and it's not as discreet, let's put it that way. So the flavour on this, I think, is better than actually the venti, which is saying a lot considering the price tag as well is twice as back. The venti is nearly 400 quid. So for double the price, you actually get a better flavour out of this than you do the venti. But there we go. I just made a boo-boo then. So you get presented with the crafty. Yet again, just pops out nice and easy. This one, for some reason, a lot of the cases that come with the cheaper vaporizers, they absolutely lock the device in, which isn't a bad thing really, but you know, no need for it. This arrives safe and sound. You get what they call a wear and tear kit with a one capsule, which I think is a bit tight personally, but hey. The brush that I never use, and I'm sure somebody's going to be screaming at me when I use it every day of the week. USB-C cable, and underneath there, as you can see, is the actual full manual. We don't need to use that, it's not really that relevant. So, fits in the hand beautifully. Now, I did that Nebula 10, and that is meant to be basically a knockoff of this, basically, but it is absolutely nowhere near it. So, yet again, absolutely beautiful, fits in the hand perfectly. I've come to figure out that actually, it is that way. You vape that way. That's how they designed it, because that's how it fits in your hand, not that way. I mean, it doesn't. Yeah, it's meant to be that way. So, little twinkle, little sits out. You've got the same action as the Mighty if you've used it, or the Nebula 10. It just pops off. Handy. I should have cleaned this really, shouldn't I? Oh, it's not dirty. I thought it was dirty. It looked dirty in the thing. So, exactly the same as what you're going to see. You haven't seen the Mighty yet, actually, so I'm not going to say that. So, you just pull this down, and this pulls off, and you can clean it, separate it. You have a lovely ceramic coated bowl. I do believe this will hold more than half a gram. The same as a Mighty and stuff like the venti. I always use capsules. I can get a gram in 2 of these if you pack it tightly, but not too tightly. You're not going to be able to draw through it. Yeah, it's got the simple on-off button again. This can take up to 60 to 90 seconds depending on ambient temperature and whatever this is at. Now, the only one thing I don't like about this in regards of usability is there's no screen and there's nothing. It's apart from the lights. So you physically have to use the app if you want a specific temperature. Now, this does again have the 3 boost settings. It starts at 185. If you double click, it ups it by 15 degrees or 27 Fahrenheit. Triple click is another 30 degrees, and that's 54 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, they do top out at their top end, so if you're already at 190, yeah, if you're already at 190, it'll only go up to 210 anyway. So yeah, that was the only one thing. USB charging as well. The one thing that bugs me a little bit, and I understand why they've done it, is the little pokey that you get with a little stirry tool covers a USB-C. Now, it shouldn't really not bug me, but to charge it, you have to either physically just take that out or put that there, and then it doesn't sit. You have to lay it flat, which is no big deal. I understand why they have probably done that. Again, it's already up to temperature. I understand why, because if this is out and about, the one thing that actually happens when you're putting things in and out your pocket, dust, dirt and all that, that covers a USB-C port. So that is actually quite a nice little design. So 1, 2, so it's boost in there. I think I've already done videos on the Mighty and the Crafty, I think, but I had to delete them because I've made a fool of myself. So that's now 3. Not quite sure why it's blue. Oh, I turned it off. I don't know why that's done. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there you go. Now it's going up to the super boost, basically. I'm gonna have to take that back down, I think, when I go in the app. But there's one other thing that I won't say I didn't like about it, but I wasn't that keen. That blue light, when it is charging, flashes, which is not a problem unless it's sat next to your bed and you are trying to go to sleep and it's meant to be pitch black and all you're seeing is this blue light shining everywhere. So you can actually, I have turned it off. You can turn it off, but it's the best of two evils, because when you turn the light off, it physically does nothing. So it's a guessing game. You have to go to the app and find out whether it's actually charged or not. But you know, if this is a portable device for you, then that'll make no difference, because you're probably going to be charging in a day or somewhere else where you're not sleeping. But I just happen to be testing this around night time and using it for vaping and in bed, basically. So it started irritating me a little bit. Let's go through the specifications, shall we then? So it is 135 grams, so really light. You don't really notice it when it's in your pocket. It's got 3 preset temperatures, like I said. 180 is your first one. Then you boost it up to 15 degrees, so that's 195. And then whatever that is on top of that, I can't bother to count. The temperature settings are 40 degrees to 210 and 104 Fahrenheit to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The heat up time is 60 to 80 seconds. The battery on it is 3,300 milliamps, and it is again convection and conduction heating. Now, I'm going to keep this nice and short and sweet, because if you need a really good portable vaporizer that's not too big, can be discreet, that is it. You just don't need anything else. I mean, the Pax Plus is good. The battery life on it is similar. I think you get about 5 to 10 sessions out of this. Like I said in the last video, this ran out before the Solar Arizer, same as the Pax. But if you are just having a bit here and there, it's going to last you all day. Yeah, there's my 2 pennies worth. There's just something about Storz and Bickel that when I got this out, I felt it, touched it, cleaned it, and I just was happy. There's not that much that makes me happy in the days these days. Yeah, these days. But that really did. It's £179 if you have a discount, roughly, and it is one of the best vaporizers that I've bought for a long time for portability. So there you go. Hopefully it helps somebody decide. There are a huge amount of vaporizers out there, and everybody has got their opinion on them, whether it's good or bad. I have absolutely no issues with Storz and Bickel's products. They are really good, but you do pay a premium for them, so you will have to pay a price for it. And you may think to yourself, well, why should I pay a price when I got that? Well, because they've got decent quality returns policy, as long as you've registered and it's within date. And yeah, it's just one of those things. You'll not hear a bad word about Storz and Bickel from me. Next set of vaporizers are going to be the higher end. So they are going to be 200 plus. I've only got 2 at the minute. I'm planning on buying a tiny mite 2, but I'm just going to have to wait till the end of next month now. But hope everyone's good. See you guys on the next one, and see you later. With the crafty.